Education in primitive and early civilized culture. Prehistory and primitive culture. The term education can be applied to primitive culture only in the sense of inculturations, which is the process of cultural transmissions. A primitive person whose culture is the totality of his universe has a relatively fixed sense of cultures, community, and timelessness. The model of life is relatively static and absolute, and it is transmitted from one generation to another with little deviations. As for prehistoric education, it can only be inferred from educational practice in serving primitive culture. The purpose of primitive education is thus to guide children to becoming good members of their tribes or band. There is a marked emphasis upon training for citizenship because primitive people are highly concerned with the growth of individuals as tribal members and the thought comprehension of their way of life during passes from pre pre-puberty to post-puberty. Margaret had because of the variety in the countless thousands of primitive culture is it is difficult to describe any standard and uniform characteristic of pre-puberty educations. Nevertheless, certain things are practiced commonly within culture. Children actually participate in the social process of adult activities, and their participatory learning is based upon what American anthropologist Margaret had called empathy in identifications and imitations. Primitive children before reaching puberty learn by doing and observing basic technical practice. Their teachers are not strangers but rather their immediate community. In in contrast to the spontaneous and rather unregulated imitations in pre-puberty education. Post-puberty education is some cultures is strictly standardized and regulated. The teaching personnel may consist of fully initiated admins, often unknown to the initiate, thought they are his relative in other clans. The initiations may begin with the initiate being abruptly separated from his family's groups and sent to the Saludet camp, where he joined other initiates. The purpose of his separations is to deflect the initiate deep attachment away from his family and to establish his emotional and social anchorage in the wider web of his culture.